You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Welcome to Rom Wills About That Business, the best advertising for your product or service. And it's a very simple advertising for your product or service. And you know the beauty of it is you don't have to pay a cent. And the best advertising is simply word of mouth. Word of mouth. I'm going to tell you something now. With my book, Nice Guys and Players, that's the book that really put me over the top as far as publishing. It put me in a position where I'm on YouTube. It put me in a position where I have several sites outside of YouTube. It's put me in a monetarily very good position. But I never paid for one single ad for the book or putting it out. And because of one thing, it's sold by word of mouth. It's sold by word of mouth. And I actually started it. I'm going to tell you what I did. I went on a website. It was one talking about getting women and everything. And I was like, hey, have you heard of this guy, Rom Wills? Oh, yeah, he got a very good book and everything. Now, that was free. All of a sudden, my sales shot up overnight. And then as people would buy it, they would tell other people and other people. People hit me up and say, hey, how'd you find out about my book? Oh, yeah, a friend of mine said it. Understand something. And this is something that multi-level marketing jumps into. Because they realize people were more likely to get a service if it's from a friend of theirs. They recruit that way. You notice that's how they really do. They don't really advertise. They say, hey, join it. It's always person to person. And I'm going to tell you why that's good. See, if you see an ad for something, you might or might not buy it. You might not even pay attention to it unless it's something you specifically need right then. Like you have an emergency or something. But most of the time you get ads and you ignore them. And then even if you see them, you're not quick to use the product or the service because you don't know anything. Yeah, you can see something on an ad or somebody can do it. And just to be clear, I ain't saying don't do that if you have the money. Definitely something to jump into. Definitely something. If you got the money, yeah, go ahead and advertise it, depending on what it is and everything, right? And people you want to read. But the best, I'm telling you, the best is word of mouth. The best is word of mouth. That's why you've had products that move, even movies, books, everything. And, the originators didn't put anything in it or very little money into it. You didn't see an ad for it. But once it got popular, boom. See, the thing is, we will buy from somebody we know. Like if somebody use a product, like I always use massage therapy because I have a good friend who's a massage therapist. Okay. Now, say, she don't put up any ads, but she massaged 3 people. But each of those 3 people tell 3 other people, right? They tell, so what 3 times 3? All of a sudden, you got 9 people. 9 people plus the original 3. She got 12 people. And then those 3 people tell 3 people. All of a sudden, you got a big audience, and you ain't spending 1 penny. All you doing is doing the job. Or if you got a product, okay, like using my books again, guys were telling other guys about it. I had women buying that book for their men. They were telling some men about the book, and that's all it was. And this was global. Because just like I started the whole process on that website. Other people were getting on there reviewing it. Other people are talking about it. Shoot, even on YouTube now, And I always say, you get some detractors for stuff I have on my main channel, but I just laugh about it because I say, y'all advertising for me. Because if you're talking about something, people are going to want to look into it. And especially if you talk about it in a good way, even in a bad way, you're still talking about it. But that word of mouth is powerful. Shoot. Like one person just mentioning your stuff, that can be powerful. That can be powerful. In fact, that's like major advertising agencies when they have more formal ads. That's why they'll get a spokesperson. They'll get somebody who people might trust or something, or, a fan of, and have them endorse the product, and then people get into it. They sitting back like, oh, yeah, let me deal with this. And it's that deep. It is that deep. It's an incredible thing. So, like that word of mouth. So what you want to have in order to create that word of mouth, though, and you don't even have to ask anybody to do it. But I'm going to tell you how to do that too. But the best way to get it done is just really you have a good product or a great product. First, that's the first thing. Don't focus on the advertising. Make sure you have a good product first. Make sure the product is good. Make sure your service is exemplary. Make sure that's the first thing. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is you can say to somebody, you can just say to them, hey, if you really enjoy this product, let some of your friends know. And do it. Don't try to force it, though. That's the key right there. Don't try to force it. Right? Don't force it. Don't be like, hey, you got to tell your friends. They say, hey, yeah, let some other people know. And customer service come into that too. Like if you providing a service to somebody and a person feel real good about it, say, hey, hey, if you got anybody else, they need this service or something, just let them know. All right, let them know. Have them tell me that you sent me. Sometimes you can even talk to the person and say, hey, if you can, help me out, get some customers or something. I'll give you a discount next time I perform the service with you. All they had to do is mention your name. See, you can do that. Like if you do something like that, though, make sure they feel like they getting something out of it. Just say, hey, I can, if you can get me, like you might be just talking with some, hey, if you can get 10 people, I'm just throwing that number out, 10 people for me. Hey, I give you a next service for free. Psh, they'll go do it for you, and then offer it to key people. Psh, please, they'll fill it up. But that word of mouth, I mean, yeah, it's one thing to see an ad somewhere. It's another thing to have somebody you trust to tell you or recommend it. And plus, too, they can also, that's why you go back to why it needs to be a good product or service. Because the main thing that when they telling people, they need that person to also say, oh, yeah, this is a great service that they were performing, or this is a great product. They'll trust that person before they trust an ad. So, so just follow that method. But it's the best way, the best advertising for your product or service. So that's all we got for today. Let's go make that money.
Yeah.